So Matt Gaetz is in even bigger trouble because some new details from the Daily Beast put him at a party where a whole bunch of salacious, illegal, and all-around skeevy things happened back in 2019. It's the sort of party that Gaetz and his accomplice Joel Greenberg, who's just about to plead guilty, went to all the time. It was a GOP fundraiser because of course it was. But there was a woman there named Megan Zalonka, and she's the center of this story because she was an escort frequently hired by Greenberg and Gaetz multiple times for tens of thousands of dollars over the course of many months, if not longer. And at this party, not only was Gaetz with her and likely had intercourse with her that night, but they also used illicit substances, specifically the one that's most commonly absorbed through the nasal cavity, if you know what I mean, right? So Gaetz and Zalonka and Greenberg and a bunch of 19-year-old girls had this sort of hangout, and it was just emblematic of all of these things happening that are illegal. Now, you might not think this is as bad as the Vintage 99 story, and you're right. You might even think that we deserve to have these industries legalized, and I don't think you're wrong. But Matt Gaetz is a conservative politician that supports Republican politicians that punish people whenever they use these sort of substances. And then, of course, as is often the case, rich white people do things that poor and racialized people get punished for. But the real thing here is that this is connected to the Greenberg story and likely plays a role in the plea deal he struck where he's going to flip on Gaetz. There are two key factors. One, this Zalonka girl was paid by Joel Greenberg not only on a service-by-service basis, but he also created a fake job for her in Florida government. He created a fake job that basically allowed him to pay her sort of quasi under the table without making it clear, but in effect it was stealing taxpayer money. It should also be said that when Greenberg pleads, he's going to acknowledge 15 women that he paid and likely Gaetz paid as well for their services, and Zalonka is going to be one of the 15. And it should also be noted that while all this was happening, while Gaetz was breaking these laws, the room they used for this party, I'm not sure about the services provided in it, but the room they used for this party was written off as a campaign expense, meaning Gaetz's donors, and because to some degree campaign contributions are tax deductible, the taxpayer paid for Gaetz's crimes. This is just all coming together. Again, whether it's ethical, whether it's criminal, whether it's moral, Matt Gaetz and Joel Greenberg as a duo got together to break the law, steal from taxpayers, and degrade women. They deserve everything that's coming to them. And this sort of story, again, you might just see it as salacious gossip, but again, it really does tie into all of these nitty-gritty details. Gaetz abused his power, he abused his influence, he abused the fact that his daddy is rich and well-connected within Florida Republican politics, and he thought he could get away with it because he's a rich, white, well-connected dude. But maybe this time, he'll face some justice.